Hey guys, Seth and Alyce Dailey here. And Alyce and I were sitting today talking about some investing strategies. So we were on a phone call because we weren't in the same room, but we were having a conversation about do we want to go look at some properties and everything else. And we realized that we were not on the same page yet. And the last thing we would want to do is frankly waste another realtor's time driving us around looking at properties when we weren't on the same page. And yet we've been here before, but it kind of got us thinking about just goal setting as a couple. So not specifically about investor properties, but just in general, how do we goal set as a couple and how have we learned that over the years? And I think there's probably a few takeaways that we could share on that.
Yeah, and the first thing we came to was just this idea of stability. So when you're setting goals, it's like the emergency fund. Do you have the emergency fund in place? Are the things that we're looking to go do next, is that being built from a place of stability, and we know where everything else is taken care of, everything else that's important is going to be okay, and how do we move forward from that place of stability as opposed to a place of like survival, right? Like we all know what it's like to be in that, like we're just trying to make it all work and then we're going to go after something big, and it's like that's where you've got the potential for collapse. So just making sure that we're starting financially from a sound place, emotionally from a sound place.
Yeah, physically, right? You want to go have a physical goal, and if you're not starting from a place of stability, right? It's like stretching before going for a marathon run. You've got to come from a place of stability first, and that for us, I think that gives us probably a lot of peace of mind. And we realize that when we've made mistakes over the years, or we've gotten out of sync with another, one of the reasons has been because we didn't build out the foundation that both of us needed, right? So
and agreement on what stability looks like.
Yeah.
So for me, stability looks different than what stability looks like for you. You could say like, oh yeah, we're in a good place, let's go. And I'm like, whoa, like maybe we need more reserves for me to feel stable.
Yep.
Is usually how that conversation goes.
Totally. So then after the stability conversation, the next conversation we'll sort of have is, all right, so what's the vision of the future? And an interesting principle that I think we picked up, I don't even know which coach to give credit for, but they just said, let the biggest vision win. Whichever one of you has the bigger vision in this area of life, let the bigger vision carry you into that life decision. So if it's investing, it's who has the bigger vision for what's possible, or sending your kids to school, or embarking on a new venture.
Yeah, I think we tend to put people in boxes of like, well, you're the visionary and this is my role over here. And it's like, actually, we can each carry, different type of vision for different areas of life. There's areas of life that I see, bigger pictures in, and there's areas where you do. And so that's how we defer to one another, is who has the biggest vision, and that person takes the lead.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of some decisions that we've made related to our family and related to the kids where Alyce has absolutely, like, you have had the bigger vision in that area, and it allowed me to come alongside and really support that. And that kind of brings up maybe a third point. This is something that you've been quoting this for years. I think we finally figured out we should attribute it to Walt Disney. And it's that quote of, well, I'll let you give it, right? When your values are clear.
When your values are clear, your decisions are easy. So we get, you struggle with, well, I don't know what decision to make. I don't know what decision to make. And it's actually not the question to ask. It's, okay, what are my values? Because once you get clear on those values, those decisions kind of make themselves, because you're making it based on the things that you value the most.
Yeah, when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. Or we even used to say, kind of in buyer and seller conversations, they are easier, right? Doesn't make them easy, but it definitely makes them easier. And anytime you can go through as an individual, or certainly as a couple, anytime you can go through a value exercise. By the way, great point to plug. The One Thing has an awesome deck of cards that it's a values exercise. I don't know, maybe we can post the notes here, or if you're watching this and you want to know about it, send us a question. Like we'll totally send it your way. But that's super fantastic, right? For us, for families.
When in your life have you ever taken the time to sit down and say, no, what are our values? Because I've got my own set of values, you've got your own, and then as a couple, like, what are our values, so that as we make decisions, we're making them in the direction that we want to go.
Totally. And then, and maybe kind of the last thing is that anytime that we're setting goals in one area of life, we are usually looking for alignment. And I give us all the image of the wheel, right? So if you think about different areas of life, think of those as like a spoke on a wheel. So you might have the financial part of life, and you might be making a financial decision, but you really got to think through, well, how is that financial decision going to impact relationship section of life, or family, or time, or experiences, or anything else in this circle of life that you value. And what we know is that for the most part, when a decision is the right decision, we will find that it fits in alignment with the rest of life. It doesn't mean that there's sometimes sacrificing for the right decision in one category, but we look for alignment. And I think at an intuitive level, that ends up feeling a bit like inner peace, or like this sort of inner sense of calm, that this all connects, this all fits together. So guys, hope that's helpful. And the reality is, we are a work in progress. We would love to hear tips from you guys, because we're always looking to learn how to do a better job of setting goals as a couple. And if you got a tip or a question, hey, please chime in below, and look to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.